Prince Harry, you would have thought that perhaps literally standing out and being, of course, the knight in shining armour, standing up, of course, for the dignity, some people might say, of your wife, the former cable TV actress Meghan Markle, well, it would be the right thing to do. But behind the scenes, things are literally going from bad to worse. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you as ever for joining me today, here again at 10 Downing Street in the very heart of London. Oh yes, it never gets tiring coming in here, let me tell you, because it is history, isn't it? When you look around these buildings, you look around the street, and it's funny, I saw a picture the other day, we'll have a nice wave, I saw a picture the other day from the 1920s where these two ladies, flapper girls, right, and they were walking through Downing Street, and it was so empty, it was just, can you imagine that now when you think of all the security that you don't see actually on this camera, but what you see, all the security that you have to go through just to simply get up this street, and you think, wow, only a few decades away that was a lot safer, and even the British Prime Minister only had one policeman outside his door, and actually only during the daytime. Imagine that. Incredible to think, isn't it? Now let's get back as ever to your royal story of the day. This literally, how can you put this nicely? You would have thought somebody may have been absolutely pleased about this, but at the start of this year, as we know, the whole thing about bullying literally blew up in Prince Harry's face. The Santa Barley thing, apparently, he'd not been onto the charity literally since being married, and then suddenly, as we all know, that particular event, which was supposed to be a charitable event, was turned into commercial factor, all thanks to the Netflix deal and Prince Harry's show Polo, which again, he risked a lot, didn't he? I mean, think about it. The Polo show was a disaster, and quite frankly, he blew the charity that, was supposed to be so dear to him in honour of his late mother, Princess Diana, the Princess of Wales, and suddenly it's all gone for this. But the true story, as we all know, was the sort of fight a little bit afterwards. Apparently Meghan was accused of ignoring certain people and being, shall we say, less than friendly, inviting her pal Serena Williams, even though allegedly she wasn't down on the guest list. Nobody knew that Meghan was turning up. And then, of course, on the big sort of move around on the stage, what happened was, as we found out, that apparently Meghan was upset by the way that the media had picked up on the fact that there was some tension between Dr. Sophie and Meghan herself. Now, I don't know about you, but as I pointed out, I thought Dr. Sophie Chinduka literally held herself in the very best. I mean, she just told the story as it was, and we know that Harry was sent out to defend her. Apparently, behind the scenes, though, things went from bad to worse, because now it's Harry's fault as to why this has exploded, according to a former staff member. As ever, I have to say, allegedly. This is because, you see, this is now reverted and pivoted back to Meghan, because apparently what he was doing was trying to defend his wife against all the negative PR. And in effect, apparently it should have been held or, done differently. Perhaps a staff member should have dealt with it, not Harry direct. And this is exactly why now she's been given this direct info to go on television and in print to say that she received messages and a call. Why is this a problem? Well, the bigger problem is this, and this is where this gets a little bit tricky, to say the least. The Santa Barley issue is now bubbling, and bubbling quite big. And the bottom line is also Meghan is once again trying to re-establish herself, and seemingly she's told friends that each time she's ready to re-establish herself, something negative comes along. For instance, she had to waylay the original, if you remember, start of her podcast. Then she had to relay and restart the original start date of As Ever with Love Meghan because of the catastrophic LA fires. She feels at times that she's jinxed, but on this one particular incident, according to the source, she solely blames her husband for allegedly handling it wrong. Now, again, I have to say allegedly. But the bottom line is that whichever way you look at it, clearly he was trying to rectify the wrongs in his mind. But now, of course, just as this is about to explode, Meghan hopes to come back onto the scene with her alleged fake second series of As Love or With Love Meghan. And that could take the headlines away from her thinking that she could break back into the world of Hollywood and perhaps this time around receive a better rating. What do you think? I'd love to know, as ever, your thoughts, your comments in, of course, the box below, and please be respectful. Neil Sean, 10 Downing Street, London.